Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com.
Hello, everyone. This is the Inner Voice Show, part of the Evolving Mind series in the Togetherness Media. I'm Dr. Foojan, psychotherapist and the founder of the Awareness Integration Theory. This is a show about what matters most in our life, our minds, our thoughts, feelings, actions, relationships, and our fulfillment in this beautiful journey of life. Today, I will share the tip of the week about how we insist to keep our magical or wishful thinking, which can hurt us more, actually. Then I'll bring you Robert Raymond Riopel. He is an international best-selling author and app designer, entrepreneur, spent the past 18 years of his life traveling around the world, sharing his passion with more than 500,000 people. He's the author of Success Left a Clue. So we're going to talk about his book. I answer your question, what do I do when I eat to stuff down my fears, in the Ask Me segment. And then I chat with Dr. Susan Campbell, author of 11 books on relationships and conflict resolution. She leads seminars internationally and has appeared at CNN's Newsnight, at Good Morning America, and she has directed a think tank, run nonprofit organizations, and consulted to Fortune 500 companies, and guest lectured at Harvard, Stanford, and UCLA business schools. Today, we will be talking about her latest book, From Triggered to Tranquil. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and podcast and connect with me through all the social medias that you like. I love to hear from you, love to hear your questions, love to hear your comments, and just connect. But first, here's the tip of the week. Here's the tip of the week. We have explored many of the negative beliefs that impact our lives before. Today, I like to explore beliefs that appear to be positive, yet since they don't prove realistic and they end up creating a negative impact. We all have experienced magical thinking in our childhood. Let me define it first. Magical thinking is the belief that one's own thoughts, wishes, or desires can influence the external world with no action on our part. Beliefs such as a 4-year-old believing that if they close their eyes and ask Santa for a wish, it will appear. We also have wishful thinking, which we tend to see the world the way we want it, regardless of the real evidence, such as, I can eat whatever I want with no consequences, or my parents should have been another. One type of wishful thinking or magical thinking is that human beings should be or are always kind, always loving, cooperative, and if you love them, they will reciprocate with love and loyalty. Or you could have completely the opposite too, right? Human beings are harsh, they're cruel, they're always out to get you. So any type of like solid, one-sided belief system. Another type of wishful magical thinking is my mate should be and is a person who loves me unconditionally, gives me whatever I want, effortlessly, and without me needing to tell them anything. As long as they love me, they should just know what it is that I want and give it to me even before I think of it. I shouldn't even think of it. So as you're hearing me saying those two sentences, you may not be aware that you also subscribe to these types of wishful thinking and possibly many more. How can you be sure? Well, let's see. Do you get shocked, upset, feel betrayed, hurt when other human beings are unkind, lie, cheat, and undermine you? Do you get hurt and angry when your mate does not know what you want? Do you take it personally? Well, it is usually when the hurt is examined that you can become aware of an underlying magical belief or wishful thinking that is surfaced. When a dog barks or a lion growls or a tree falls, you may be alarmed, it may be an inconvenience, or you may want to protect yourself from it immediately. But have you noticed that when someone around you lies, cheats, or belittles you, the hurt is different and it becomes personal? It's not just that you have to take care of yourself or protect yourself. No. It becomes personal. Could it be that you hold a different general belief, condition, or parameters for humans, animals, vegetation, or objects in relation to you? Could it also be a form of generalization? When a dog bites, then the fear caused may create a generalization that all dogs bite without this fact being true. When one partner has done something that you did not expect, the hurt generalizes the belief that all people who get close will do something to hurt you. But the wishful thinking that all human beings should not hurt others creates another layer to the hurt. In order to feel safe, there's a need to generalize and project the wish onto all that is out there. In order to protect and feel secure, there's a need to generalize the threat of harm to be alert. The two opposing beliefs create a dilemma and a paradox within ourselves. This dichotomy makes confusing feelings and therefore mixed messages in communication with others. Through the awareness integration path, you can become aware of your wishful thinkings, magical thinkings that might jeopardize your relationship with others, creating a vision, working toward it, and creating it with others in a great sense of accomplishment that is reality-based and sustainable. Living in fantasy and thinking it's real will hurt you every day. I was talking to someone this morning and she kept saying, I want to do something, give me a formula that I can give it across. And it's like, well, the first thing is we got to see when the thought shows up to do a reality check and see if my thought has any base on reality, because the solution is not from the thought. The solution is if it's real, then I can find a solution out there. If it's just my thought process and it's not valid and it's not real, then what I can do is to shift the thought to match what is out there in reality. And when it is reality, and if it's a problem and I need to shift it or cooperate with it or co-create something else out of it, then it becomes an action-oriented concept outside of myself. So it's mostly important to have those observational skills. And for more observational skills and creation skills into your life, go to my book, Life Reset, The Awareness Integration Path to Create the Life You Want. Thank you. The question of the week is from a lady who says, I'm 20 years old, and every time I get really, really upset, especially around the relationship issues, and my boyfriend does not call me immediately, or I get very anxious about the issue of maybe losing him, I find myself eating. And at one point, I suddenly open my eyes and everything in the refrigerator is gone, and I've gone through all the food, and it's done in such an automatic way that I don't even realize it. I realize I start, but I just don't realize when I finish, and I'm consumed with the thoughts. So it seems like it really triggers you when your boyfriend acts in a particular way, or that you assume that you're not going to be with him, that it brings up a lot of the issues. Sometimes we have issues that are from our parents and the way that we were raised. If there was any type of anxiety as we were growing up, and we had learned that when we get anxious, the only way to calm ourselves was food. And, we do that a lot with children. Parents, many times when somebody's upset, they offer them food. Food appears to be one of the concepts of socialization, being together, celebration. When we want to watch a movie, we'll get popcorn, we'll sit down and we'll eat. So eating as we grow up has created a lot of different meanings for us. Not only that it nurtures us as far as food and nutrients, but many times we've used this socially in our families and as a group in a way of a buffer, that it gives us something to do, and it's together, and we, enjoy the palate. Our palate just enjoys like salt and sugar and fat together, and it creates like a comforting way of as if we're taking care of ourselves. Not true all the time, because it depends on what you're eating, that whether you're going to take care of yourself or not. But the other side of it is it gets associated with some of the emotions. where if I'm sad, I could eat my way and feel happy. Or if I'm angry, I could eat and not be angry anymore. Or it becomes a distraction for us. So comfort food, it might associate with pleasure, comfort, distraction, many other aspects. So it depends on what you see food as associated with beyond just nutrition that there is. So I can see where this person is gets upset, gets fearful, and the first thing they do is to go feed it and try to comfort it. And then at one point they stop and they see that they are discomforted at this point. So their stomach hurts and they kind of get disgusted with themselves. So what they wanted to use as a tool to comfort and create pleasure, now it has created more discomfort for them. So one thing to look at is what are all the ways that I can also release my emotions versus stuff them inside. So releasing fear might be that you could write a letter, you could do some reality check with what's going on, remember what they said, check with them and see how they are, and whether you could see, that the relationship is actually going well and it's, your fear are unfounded, or if the fear are founded and there is something going on, then maybe we could face it, we could talk about it, we could see what it is that we could solve, we could move forward. So bringing whatever the emotion is and the message of the emotion, feeling it, containing it in our body, and then doing reality check, talking to the person and finding out whether that fear is substantial or not, or if it's actual real or not. Then from there, creating a solution for that relationship and moving forward. If that fear not only comes from this relationship, but it has a whole baggage of, the way we were with our parents or our first love or kids who were at school, our friendships, and we've lost, and there's a grief and loss that needs to be handled from our childhood, and it's going back and looking at what were the memories, what did I make it mean for myself, what is it going on that I need to still clear, what did I generalize about myself or other people, and kind of bringing all of those pieces together for us in order to take care of ourselves, and allowing food to be a part of reality, which is out there for nutrition, but we can use it for socialization and all other. But to only stuff our feelings and not hear them, run away from them, and not take care of them is going to create a lot of more of destruction for our life, and doesn't really handle the original concept of, is this relationship solid or not? So dealing with the issue on its own, containing the emotions on its own, and then allowing food to be what, as a vehicle of what it's supposed to be, is going to not only take care of you, give you the tools to handle things, do the reality check and handle the emotion. And even if there's something to handle from before, if you can do it yourself, do it with the awareness integration tools that you have from the book, or you could, seek for therapy and have somebody work with you through those traumas to bring that out. Thank you.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com